For decades, the ultimate sign of a premium airline experience was staring right at you, the hardwired seatback entertainment screen. But quietly, behind the scenes of airline boardroom meetings, a radical engineering shift is taking place. Airlines are actively ripping them out. This mass extraction is being accelerated by a rapid, quiet takeover of the skies. Spanish carrier Iberia officially launched its very first long-haul aircraft, fully equipped with SpaceX's Starlink high-speed internet. Simultaneously, the newly merged fleets of Alaska Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines hit a massive infrastructure milestone, with roughly 150 aircraft now actively operating on the Starlink Wi-Fi network. To understand why this matters to an airline's survival, we have to look at the brutal spreadsheet economics of in-flight hardware. Outfitting a single wide-body aircraft with legacy seatback systems from providers like Panasonic or Thales can cost up to $10 million. But the real financial bleeding happens in the fuel lines. With the International Air Transport Association forecasting global airline fuel bills to hit a staggering $350 billion, carriers can no longer afford to fly dead weight. Dropping traditional seatback monitors in favor of a bring-your-own-device model allows a standard narrow-body jet to shed up to 1,500 pounds of wiring, screens, and server boxes. By letting passengers stream over low-latency satellite networks on their own phones or tablets, airlines cut installation costs, reduce fuel burn, and protect bleeding profit margins from volatile energy spikes. The reason this transformation is happening right now comes down to fundamental orbital physics. Legacy in-flight internet relies on geostationary or GEO satellites. These massive spacecraft orbit at a fixed position over 35,000 kilometers above the Earth. Because the data has to travel 70,000 kilometers round trip, passengers experience severe latency bottlenecks, frequently exceeding 600 milliseconds. This makes simple tasks like video streaming or business video calls completely impossible in the air. SpaceX's Starlink completely rewrote this math by deploying a low Earth orbit, or LEO, constellation. Operating at an altitude of just 550 kilometers, Starlink cuts the physical distance data must travel by over 95%. This drops in-flight latency down to roughly 30 milliseconds, delivering true, ground-like broadband speeds to an aircraft traveling at 500 miles per hour. This massive performance gap has triggered an economic crisis for legacy in-flight connectivity providers like Viasat and Gogo. As major network airlines aggressively shift their fleets to Starlink's low-latency network, traditional satellite operators are watching their market caps drop. The infrastructure monopoly that legacy providers held for 2 decades has evaporated, forced out by the superior unit economics of reusable rocket-deployed constellations. While removing screens saves millions in fuel weight, the business model behind free, ultra-fast in-flight Wi-Fi introduces a massive new ancillary revenue stream. Airlines are no longer viewing internet access as a paid utility for passengers. Instead, they are turning it into a high-value marketing platform. By partnering with major digital brands, airlines can offer the Wi-Fi completely free to the passenger, while a corporate sponsor subsidizes the network operational costs. This model creates a highly effective ecosystem for loyalty acquisition. To unlock the free, high-speed Starlink connection, passengers are typically required to log in using their frequent flyer credentials or sign up for the airline's loyalty program on the spot. This allows carriers to capture valuable consumer data, drive co-branded credit card sign-ups, and serve hyper-targeted advertising to a captive audience for hours at a time. The internet isn't a cost center anymore. It's a customer acquisition machine. However, the total elimination of seatback screens isn't uniform across the entire aviation industry. A distinct economic divide has formed between short-haul domestic fleets and long-haul intercontinental networks. For domestic narrow-body aircraft operating 2 to 4 hour flights, the data overwhelmingly supports a complete shift to bring your own device cabins. But for ultra-long-haul wide-body aircraft, the seatback screen remains a critical competitive differentiator. On international routes lasting 12 to 15 hours, battery depletion on passenger devices becomes a major operational friction point. Furthermore, elite premium international carriers use massive high-definition seatback screens as a luxury status symbol to justify multi-thousand-dollar business and first-class ticket yields. While domestic low-cost carriers are aggressively stripping hardware out to maximize short-haul margins, premium international airlines are doubling down on ultra-thin, lightweight OLED screens to preserve their top-tier branding. The economic reality of the modern aircraft cabin is clear. The heavy, hardwired, $10 million seatback entertainment box is a relic of an era before smartphones and low Earth orbit satellite constellations. As Starlink continues to expand its footprint across global mainline carriers, the traditional in-flight hardware model will continue its rapid decline. By shifting the weight, maintenance, and upgrade costs of physical screens directly onto the devices already sitting in the passenger's pocket, airlines are unlocking immense structural fuel savings. The future of in-flight entertainment isn't built into the back of your seat. It is beaming down from low Earth orbit directly to the palm of your hand.